FaceTime. Mm-hmm. All right, I can hear you.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Now this is
Oh.
recording. We good. Get recording now.
Good deal. Good deal. How you been, Coach?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
Just
Good to hear.
remaining quiet, observing everybody. Everybody's reactions from this crisis that everybody's going through.
Right.
A lot of information that's going on out there about it. I've only heard a couple of people who actually giving realistic information. Many other people are just guessing. That's what I've been hearing.
Right.
That's what my spirit tells me. That's what my experiences tell me. So, people are just, they're using it to get a lot of views. A lot of people, and some people are really trying to help people.
But sad as it is, isn't that always the case? They grab anything they can, get an edge on them.
It is.
Sad as it sounds.
Yeah, it definitely is, And I, when I see that, I'm like, man, I can't be like that just to get views. It's not that deep,
It's not, man. It's not. But you know what? Some people, anything will do, bro.
Seriously.
Anything will do.
Yeah. I've been seeing the real colors of some people that I was watching to see how they moved, and I see how they move. And some people that are really like it was this video that I was watching yesterday with Phil Valentine. He gave some real pertinent information. Like I think out of everything I've heard, he's probably given the best breakdown of what this is really about. This is what I've heard from outside this realm as well when I go on my experiences, and he breaks it down in a way where you can actually understand what is not to be understood with the physical mouth,
Okay.
He breaks it down. Now, everybody, if you're wondering who this is I'm speaking to, this is Mike, and Mike is here to talk about his his experience with his health, and because I always talk about health with everybody, and as of right now, this is probably the most important time for everybody to really take their health seriously. So far, I've already lost about 4 people I know, and 4 since we spoke last, 4 people, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. One, he went to the hospital and they basically killed him. Basically he went to the hospital, he was fine, and he never left. Some other people that I'm hearing about, people I'm associated with, with my friend's grandmom. It's just a thing where I knew that this was going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen so fast, because I know what it is right now, what they're doing to your body, to our bodies, and our cells. We really have to really be on this, like on our bodies, like even 10 times more than before. Like if people was ignoring before, listening to Mike's testimonial, listening to everything that I've been talking about for years, such as fasting, such as getting your health together, I think you might want to listen now, because your physical body and your spiritual body is under some heavy attack. And
Yes, it is.
you don't think if you think this is a game and think this is going past, then you are sleeping. You don't ever want to wake up, because this is wild,
Right.
So if you got a mom or got a dad or somebody that you love that are unhealthy, I think it's time to, if they don't listen to you, just share some videos with them. And if they don't want to hear it, then you're going to have to accept that they accept their fate. They choose the other side. That's what it is, and it's their choice, because everybody comes here by themselves, and we make our own choices. We have free will for a reason, so Mike has decided to choose his free will months ago, and I wanted him to explain how taking back control of your body can be and how fast it can happen.
Exactly. Well, as I was saying before, man, I bought a lot of your products, and I wasn't getting the effects that I wanted, that I know that, the products are supposed to give me. And it didn't hit me right off, but after a while I thought, I'm not benefiting from this because I know I'm not clean. I didn't start with the detox. I didn't eat clean. I wasn't eating clean. I wanted the benefits, but I wasn't doing what I needed to do to get the benefits. But long story short, I had gone to the doctor and got some blood work done. And basically he was asking me, how was I even functioning? I mean, because my test levels, it was like 171. And that's absolutely terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
That's your
I don't know how many other
level,
fellas out there went and got their numbers done. It's not a bad idea to do if you want to see where you are. But at any rate, I knew what I wanted to do. So I started stockpiling more of your product all the way down. I have virtually almost everything. And I said what I was going to do meantime until I was ready to get my fast and get clean. Looking at all the good stuff that the moringa has, I said, okay, I'm going to use this as a multivitamin because it has so much stuff in it. And it's so much more stuff than any multivitamin you're going to see on the shelf in the grocery store and the right, well, I don't want to call it names, in the drugstores. And that's what I started doing. So just recently, right around the end of January, I went back and got blood work done. And just in that little bit of time between the two, my test levels went from 171 to 312. And again, one of my faults is I might buy something that has 30 days of supply in it. And 2.5 months later, I still got half the bottle. So yeah, I was taking it, but I wasn't even taking it consistently. It calls for 2 pills, two capsules twice a day. Sometimes I didn't take it at all. Sometimes I took one, and other times I was taking two. So I'm thinking and I'm looking back. Had I got clean, been eating clean and exercising, because I wasn't doing any of them, and taking this, man, my testing numbers would be where they're supposed to be. And it just told me, looking back at it all, it just reassured me that I'm on the right path. I'm using the right products. I just need to get myself in better shape so that I can absorb what I'm taking. And like you said in so many of your videos, when you're not clean, you haven't been eating clean, you're not going to absorb, you're going to absorb very little, if any at all. And I mean, it was an eye opener. And I know, it's a lot of guys. I got some buddies who's in the same boat as I am. Test levels down. And as you said, Coach, belly fat, midsection fat, it eats it up. It lowers your testosterone, not including just aging, not exercising, because exercise is supposed to drive your numbers up when you get all that stuff brewing. And it's just a prime example what your products do and following a regimen.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a truck driver. So I'm sitting, man. Unfortunately, I'm sitting a lot. And I have days where I'm not sitting completely all day. Depends on what I'm pulling, but 90% I'm sitting. And then I'm beat, I'm tired, and I come home, and then I'm down again. So not getting any movement, any exercise, nothing that I need, not getting the blood pumping that 20, 30 minutes a day that you say we need. So all that stuff, I've got to change everything from A to Z.
Let me ask you a question. Now, what kind of, the numbers that he was talking about, that's your testosterone numbers, correct?
Correct. Again, 171.
171. Now, let me ask you a question. How did you feel when your numbers started to rise? Like what type of, how did it improve your behavior as far as how how you were, how you saw the world, whatever it may be? What did you feel when you felt your numbers rising?
The first thing, as I said, is I know this product works. I know it works. And just halfway taking it and seeing what it done, that inspired me. That inspired me big time.
And that's not even
a
testosterone product.
What I need to do to get to where I need to be. And the funny thing is, you said the moringa isn't even a product that really gets your testosterone up and going. That's the funny part. Mm-hmm. But I believe many moons ago, when you were bringing out new products, your words yourself said it's fire. And wow, that needs to be in capital letters and bold print. It's the truth. And while we're talking about it, I don't want to say a challenge, but I just want everybody to think about it. When you put something out there, everybody's looking, they're reading, they're watching your videos. But then the first thing they want to do is go online or go on some big mart store or some drugstore on the corner and buy the cheapest price version of what they can put their hands on. And then they want to know why it didn't work. Oh, well, Coach Red said this, Coach Red said that. But you didn't buy Coach Red stuff. And that other junk, if it's any product in there at all, because it is legal for these manufacturers to say, oh, this is moringa, and it's not even 1%. Some people say, oh, they're allowed to do it up to 40, 50%. No, it's zero in there. It's all junk and filler, and it's legal for them to do that. And then you buy that, and you wonder why it didn't work. It didn't work because it's junk, So, I mean, that's what I get out of it because, I have friends myself. I have friends who said that. Well, did you try this? Did you do that? No, they went and bought X brand, brand X. No, it don't work like that.
And, it doesn't work like that because, the seed is everything. And the soil is also everything. So when you put, the right seed in the right soil, then you have the right plant. But
Right.
many people don't care about that because they don't care about you. They care about your dollar, the
That,
almighty dollar,
and that's where it start and ends. You
Yeah.
like you said, they don't care about you. They care about what you're gonna give them, and that's that dollar. As sad as it is, they care about you coughing up that dollar. And once they get it, oh well, what you get out of it is your problem. Or
Yep.
I'm sorry, what you don't get out of it is their product is your problem.
Yep. You don't get to talk to the owner. You don't get a free consultation. You don't get to
Yep.
ask questions. You don't get damn thing but the product that you bought, no matter if it worked or not. And that's that. You don't get a refund. You don't get nothing.
You got a souvenir with some
Yeah.
trash in it, which is that bottle. That's what you got.
Pretty much, pretty much, and it's a great thing because, a lot of men need to rise nowadays. And the way they take your rise away from you is your drive for power, which is your testosterone. And they put it in the
Exactly.
food. So they understand that if, they put things that make you sterile, which means you can't have babies, you can have babies less. And you don't have no testosterone. You don't even want to be a man, which is why you see many men, not even men nowadays, you know?
Man, coach, you said it. I know when I was younger and my testosterone was overflowing. Man, you feel like literally, I mean this, you feel like two separate people, man.
Yeah.
When those numbers are not there, they're not up. You just and how you feel so lethargic. You
Hmm.
need to work out. So you need to get in there and work out. You don't have to get up and go to even get it started.
Hmm.
That testosterone, I don't know if how many guys realize it is super important.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of guys who've done my regeneration program and taken my products, they realize it now because they feel like different men. But when
Yes.
you're in it, unless you actually realize it, you don't realize, unless you're trying to search for it or trying to figure out, like, how come I'm acting like this? Or how come I don't really want sex like this? Or how come I don't want to be like any more than what I am? If you don't ask them questions, then you don't know. Now, a lot of men who are watching this,
Right.
they probably like wondering like, okay, body fat correlates with low testosterone levels, especially abdominal body fat, because you lose your abdominal body fat eats the most of testosterone going on right there, which contributes to your lost testosterone and
Mhm.
accumulation of toxins and estrogen, which is why many men have the man boobs because of that. It
Yeah.
happens because of low testosterone, and it's an attack through the food. Many men well, you ain't watching football and basketball right now, but when you're around when you was watching that, you're sitting around with your homies, you're drinking some beer, you're eating some wings, you're eating some pizza, you're eating some chips, and it may all be well and good until you go home to your woman and you can't get it up, and then what? You don't feel like,
Right.
and she looking at you crazy, like, "But you've been cheating on me," and you're like, "No," but you don't want to tell her, you just can't get it
Right.
up,
Right.
you know?
I mean, you get that poke at 3 in the morning and you can't answer. She's jabbing you in the ribs and you can't answer because you got nothing for her. It's not a good look,
Yeah,
and it's sad. It's sad. It's sad on so many different levels. I mean,
yeah,
because I don't know any guys, nobody wants that, but we put ourselves in that spot. Like you said, them wings, that Captain Crunch, that extra large pepperoni, it's an answer for it. You got to answer. You got to pay the piper one way or another.
yeah.
And I mean, it sounds harsh, but I mean, it is what it is.
I
And
mean,
I mean, listen, I don't want anybody out there to think, oh, I'm this, that, and the third. No, I'm in that boat. I need to get myself right. I have midsection fat, and I'm not healthy to my means of health, and that's what I want, and that's what I need, and that's what I will get. I'm just getting myself ready to start my journey. And as
yeah.
corny as cliche as it sounds, uh, what is it? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with
Hmm.
one step to get going. And you can motivate yourself. I say set your goals where they're achievable. Most people, when they start to see something, when they start to feel something, that drives you even more. Again, I say most people, so I can't, of course, answer for everybody, just people that I know.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely. And a lot of fellas don't realize that testosterone level also affects the ability of how you rule your household. So many men are being ruled by their wives right now because they don't have the testosterone to be able to rule themselves and them children. So the woman, especially if she's a melanated woman, she's definitely going to step her game up. And it's going to be tough for her to respect you even when you get your testosterone back up because she's
exactly,
been you all this time. And it's hard,
exactly.
it's difficult for her to go back. And the children looking at you like, yo, they could be out of whack because they're looking at an unfit ruler, and it affects everybody.
You're exactly right, Coach. Because I tell you this, not just through friends and conversation, but that was even a topic on a local radio show
Yeah.
around here back in the summertime. It
Mm.
it seems as though a lot of roles have reversed, where men are doing this, the mom thing, and the woman, just with exactly what you just said.
Mm.
They're wearing the pants around the house,
Yeah.
or rather, I should say, in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
Absolutely.
you say that, and it's absolutely true.
Yep. Yep.
I've seen it. I've heard it.
Absolutely. And that's why I try to tell the men, fasting, exercise, like go to the gym and go lift some heavy weight. Go to the gym
Right.
and go do some cardio, get that blood flowing, man. Because when you're sitting a lot like you are, and you don't like eat like only like a half an hour a day going hard, and you're gonna see a change within about a week's time. You're gonna feel like you're gonna have more energy just naturally. You're gonna feel like you're gonna be able to do things more naturally. And it's going to also improve the area where you are in the bedroom, where you're trying to get it, you're trying to last, trying to have that endurance, but you can't endure if you haven't even
Right.
endured in the gym. It affects many areas of your life. And that's why I say cooking. A lot of women nowadays, they don't cook, and it's just a fact. They just don't. A lot of women can't even boil water. So us men, we're going to have to step our games up, and we're gonna have to learn. I got my wife teaching me everything that she know right now how to cook, because like if my wife died right now, fellas, who gonna cook for me? Who gonna cook for me? And I don't want to think about it, but we gotta think, understand, we gotta always, it's like our life insurance policy. You know what I mean? Like we pay our life insurance policy, we pay into that just in case we die so our family's taken care of. So what happens if somebody who you depend on to make you food? When you are eating food, food is your life energy, fellas. Life energy. So if you can't make your own food, and that woman happens to leave you or whatever, you go right back to the old lifestyle because you don't know how to feed yourself life food. And if you don't eat life
Right.
food, you're going to get death in your body. And it's going to correlate to every other area of your life. When your body, your frequency is so low, you're not going to feel as motivated. You're not going to feel like doing anything. You're probably going to sleep
Exactly.
late. You're not going to have as many creative ideas as you want. You're not going to want to lead anybody. You're not going to be able to be followed because you're not a leader. You're nobody. You just exist.
Right.
And fellas,
Right.
you eat life, you get life. And right now we're going on a multi-dimensional attack where they're attacking all areas of us. Physical was just the beginning. Now they're going spiritual and frequency. Now they're going to try to stop our ability to connect to our higher self. That's what this is about, really. And I'm telling y'all, you gotta get your energy right, because if you don't, you can just forget about 10 more years here. You can forget about it. Forget about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So if you want to go ahead and have your last beers, and you want to go ahead and have your last chicken and wild out, then to each his own. But to those who is following, me and listening to Mike right now about just taking a little bit of plant life can change, move mountains. Wait till I do another interview with him in about 6 months. Watch how he gonna be then. Trust me.
Exactly.
No, and
Exactly.
because he wasn't
I
even
can't
thinking
agree.
that.
You just said so much, Nico. You said so much, man. It's when you realize it. Okay, even if you're not on that path, but when you realize it, this is, it's the beginning. Like I said a minute ago, and you know what you need to do. That's half of it. Knowing what you need to do and getting on the right path, that's half of it. Now it's just a matter of putting it into action. And one thing is, I mean, I've heard this before, but I can say there is a difference from, I think they say you eat to live, don't live to eat.
That's right.
When you're enjoying, oh my gosh, you got a big spread out in front of you, fried chicken, the pizza, and all this other food that's not 1 ounce of it is healthy for you. It's not cool. You're not supposed to be enjoying it that much. I mean, you're looking forward to, I mean, sure, if you're fasting, do whatever, you think, okay, I'm going to have such and such on a healthy level, plant-based. But when you're halfway through work or coming home from work and you can't wait to get over that pizza or that chicken, that's the issue. And that has hit me hard just probably right around the holidays. And I thought that's not supposed to be, man.
Mm.
That's out of order. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You don't
Right.
eat to survive. That's but that whole brings up the whole thing about fasting and the word breakfast, breaking your fast.
Big fast.
All of that stuff, like I said, it falls into place. When you find out how to look at this stuff, it really does. And I'm not trying to be all cliche and this, that, and the other, but I started taking the information I've gotten from you and figuring some things out on my own. it's all starting to make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, and it's something that you touched on as far as because many people, they get into this journey and they look at it like a diet and a lifestyle. So they get healthy for like a couple weeks, maybe a week or two, and they go right back and they'll gorge to the old lifestyle. They're like just gorge, like it never happened at all.
Right.
Or they'll do a colon cleanse and they'll go right back to the old life. Like I'm good. I can just destroy my body
Right.
again. No, you cannot. And the older you
Right.
get, the more difficult it's going to get.
Man, man, you must have been on the phone. I just told my buddy that not 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, look, man, get on board with me. I'm going to do this thing. We're not getting any younger. And I literally said to him, the older we get, the harder it's going to be. And then I think about, he was talking about man and this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth. And you know what? Wow, you just brought something up, because this just brought me up on another testimony. I bought some of your black seed oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to, my buddy I'm speaking about, I'm not going to say the names, but he had knee issues,
Okay.
arthritis, and so on and so forth. So he started taking the black seed oil twice a day, morning and evening. And just like me, he would miss one of the two. So he was probably just taking it just in the morning for the most part, or just in the evening. Very rarely did he get both. But what we was talking and both thought about was he would also rub the black seed oil on his knees, front and back, all the way around.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I want to say, don't hold me to it. I want to say it was about a week and a half later. And we went to go do something, man. And I dropped him off. I said, brother, man, stepping up the driveway. Before, when both knees hurt, you can't really limp because you can't put weight on one side because the other side. And I called him when I got on and said, man, you sure are walking a lot better. And you know his exact words to me. I wish he was here right now. He said, Mike, I never even noticed. He said, but I am feeling better. Again, that black seed oil, man. And it's that old saying, cures everything but death.
Yep.
If you wait that long, then you really blew it. But just another testimony, man. And you know what? That literally just hit me. That just hit me. This stuff is deep, man.
Yeah, it is.
This stuff is deep.
Yeah.
And again, it's just another difference from buying something out of a corner drugstore.
Mm-hmm.
You get something that's basically just a name on a bottle and food coloring in it.
Yep, absolutely. Let thy food be thy
again,
medicine. That's what it is. Let thy food be thy medicine.
Right, exactly. Don't need near prescription for it, neither, coach. Don't need a prescription for it. And I just want to say to everybody, man, challenge yourself. Take yourself, say, look, you know what? I'm going to do this I don't want to put out a time. I'm going to do this for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, and then just watch what happens. And again, I'm in the same boat because I need to do it. Challenge yourself. Don't look at this is what I'm going to do in 6 months. This is what I'm going to be in 1 year. Make it obtainable goals so that when you see and you feel that difference, that's going to turn around and motivate you even more. I say all the time, promise something to yourself and keep the promise. Because if you can't keep a promise to yourself, you don't have no business making a promise to anybody else. It starts with yourself. And just like that, change. And I have to do the same thing. I'm not in a position to tell and teach anybody. I can give my testimony, but I'm in the same boat that 90% of your followers, your clients, man.
Mm-hmm. And people, when they start this lifestyle, they always ask the first thing, well, what can I cheat? Like, cheating shouldn't be on your brain right now. You have been cheating for the past 20, 30 years. You don't deserve to cheat right now. That's why you're here. Cheat. Listen, let's worry about getting your shit right. And then, not cheating right now. They're like, well, Coach Reg, you say you cheat sometimes. Listen, I do 24-hour fast like almost every 3 days. You know what I mean?
Right,
and I eat healthy. Okay. So when you're all the way there, people, right? Like, when you don't have the elements, because I didn't cheat until at 27, I had erectile dysfunction, I had high blood pressure, and I was pre-diabetic all at one time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I got rid of it in less than 6 months, all of them, right? Just by changing my diet. Now, check this, people. When you are where your goal is, then you can think about it. And I'm talking about 5%. And actually right now it should be like 99% because you getting attacked on purpose now. They don't even care. They don't even care right now. They just, listen, this is what you're going to get. Right. Whoever's unhealthy or older and you got a weaker immune system, too bad. They don't care. So if they don't care about
Right.
you, care about you at the end of the day.
Look, and you, to add to what you're saying, look, and I'm speaking for the body of people. Cheating is what got us where we at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm where I'm at because of cheating, you
Yeah.
know. But that's funny, man. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah, man. You know, I just really want everybody to be able to see the other side of the rainbow when it comes to where we're going to be, because this thing that we're going through and what we've always gone through ever since I've been on YouTube. When I first found out the meat was bad and what was going on, when I was really like wilding, like when I was super like when I started the YouTube thing, I had just found out, and I just said forget all meat, and I lost like maybe 20 pounds, and for ectomorph that's a lot, you know what I mean? And but I just didn't want nothing to do with it, because I knew what was common sense said, well, if they're poisoning this meat, then why am I eating it? You know what I mean? If they're giving this meat antibiotics, there's no wonder why the little boys at 14 years old have full beards and little girls at 14 years old like 25 years old, because they're getting the antibiotics from the food and it's going into them. So they're actually getting the same antibiotics as the animals that they want to grow fast. So it makes our children grow fast. It gives our children the problem that the adults have. They said it's actually going to be the first generation where the adults is going to outlive the kids. You know what I mean? Because of how the kids eat.
Listen, you know, you just said something that I remember way back in the day, and I don't have no problem telling my age. I'm almost 50 now. When I was in high school, I remember when the farmers were supposed to be petitioning to say we need to give the cows, the chickens. In my opinion, they dressed it up, and they just said basically just what you said, the antibiotics. And I think we all know it's not antibiotics. It's steroids and growth hormones, because it's more profitable for them to do that. And this was a guy who worked on a big chicken farm, a major name, which we're going to keep out of it. For example, I can't remember the exact numbers. He said it used to take, I'll just say 17 weeks to go from a chick to what they call a full roaster. Mm-hmm. Well, that's, you know, what nature selected. But in their eyes, it wasn't fast enough. It wasn't good enough, because they needed that chick that was taking that space like a rental. Mm-hmm. We need you up and out of here and in the package in the store in, I want to say 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. So when they give them these things to make them grow faster, you done broke that shell and went, you know, from there to the packing plant in 10 weeks. And so now that stuff is still in the food that we're eating. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see these elementary school kids to play varsity, and the girls fully developed, and it's sad and it's sick. Mm-hmm. But it's just, we've been socially programmed now. That's acceptable. That's how people see it. And just like what you said, that goes back to, we'll be the first generation where the parents and or grandparents outliving their kids because they don't have that junk in them. Mm-hmm. But they can call it steroids. They can call it what they want. We all know what steroids and this junk and this bioengineering and all this other crap.
Yep, absolutely. You know, and it's funny you mentioned that about the chicken, because that's not even a real chicken. The real chicken is actually a black chicken with black feet, black eyes, black beak, black wings, and it's in Asia. In order to get one of those chickens here, it costs you $1,200 a chicken. So that chicken that we're eating is a genetically modified chicken, which can't even fly. So it's a docile creature that can't even do what birds do, and we're eating it. So how the hell we expect to do what humans are supposed to do if we're not eating animals that are their original animal anyway, and they're the most docile creatures there? No wonder why we're so docile. No wonder why we won't fight, because cows, chickens, and pigs don't fight. They just get killed.
Exactly.
Cattle eating cattle.
Yeah. And, you know, I had a conversation a while back, this is probably a year or so ago, with a friend of mine, buddy of mine, and I was talking about genetically modified, you know, I don't want to say robotics, but they've been designed. And he asked me, why do I keep saying that? Because it's true. Mm-hmm. I don't have any hard evidence, but one thing that makes me think is I sit back and think, look at how many McDonald's, how many Burger Kings, how many Chick-fil-A, how many grocery stores, how many sit-down restaurants, how many carry-out restaurants, how many farms do you think it is? So this stuff has to be set up so it can turn profit for them. They can't supply all of these stores and all of these restaurants. They can't. So they have to come up with something that's beyond breeding, where they can pump and inject chemicals into these animals and get a fast turnaround and get these things to grow fast so they can supply their customers and they can supply theirs. It's impossible. It's impossible. I know it's a lot of farms, but it's nowhere near to supply all of these stores, man. Subway, now I don't want to say it again, but all of these fast food restaurants, it's impossible. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, you touched on something there. These, most of the food that, like the meat, they're all cloned. Most of that stuff
Exactly.
they're cloned. They never had a life to begin with. They just are made in a petri dish when it comes down to it. And
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. Like salmon. Like everybody, like people love salmon. I love salmon. Like I kind of can't eat. I can't eat salmon. That's like, I did a video a long time ago, like saying that I will only eat fish.
I remember. I know what you're gonna say. Unless you catch it yourself, right?
And I caught it, and I ate it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I caught it, and I'm like, people that say they're not eating pork, but they're raising the salmon in a farm that they feed it pig shit to live. So you're actually eating pork too, but you don't know that. You think because you say they say wild caught and it's a higher price, it's good for you, but you don't know that.
You don't know that. You don't know that, and you don't know how many and what companies are putting orange dye in the salmon to make it look fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's orange dye, folks. You go in your favorite grocery store, that nice steak you see in the case, it has dye in it. It has dye in it. This stuff isn't real, man.
Yep.
It's just, I remember that. I remember that video, Coach. I remember that.
Yep.
Unless you caught it yourself, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've been socially programmed, hearing that is hard to accept, Coach.
It is.
When you hear someone say that, it's hard to accept. Well, what's Coach talking about? What's Mike talking about? Yeah. When you've been socially programmed, that's what it comes out to be. Yeah. It's hard to imagine what the truth is. Now you can't accept the truth. You can't digest it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the truth, as far as programming, you've been programmed for a certain thing, people. You've been programmed to accept a certain thing, but your program is being shifted very fast right now. You're thinking something different that you never thought was even possible. The government can't do that to me. They wouldn't do that. They love me. They give me my refund every year on time. You can't believe it, can you? But check this, y'all. All along, we've been trying to tell you what the real program is about, but you looked at us like we were a virus and wouldn't let us integrate in your system. So you didn't allow yourself to learn. You didn't get healthy, and now you're being slapped in the face right now like, wake the fuck up. Wake up. So now you have no choice to wake up. You mean you can stay asleep, but you're going to be sleeping in that casket soon if you ain't listening. Because you need to be listening right now.
That's
because
right.
You can't be in love with a system that does not in love with you. You just can't be. You can't. It don't work. And people are too in love with they're too in love with a system, to too much. Like you're too dependent on a system, which takes the dependency off of the person that you're supposed to be dependent on, which is you and your ability to love and learn nature. Go out there, go plant some gardens, learn how to, if you don't know how to plant, buy a book to learn how to plant. You can do it. And when you plant that food, right, and you eat that life, watch how it communicates with your body in a different way that the stuff in the stores didn't communicate with your body. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. And then you'll know. You know what I mean? Absolutely. This was a great video. I hope that people learn from this. I know people learn from this. I do. People listen, they hear, they're more wide awake than ever. But I want to tell people, don't be so consumed with the internet right now as much as you see everybody else consumed with it, because I feel like because they took away the sports and took away the social groups and things of that nature, you're just finding a new thing to be addicted to, the internet. Right. And if you're using it in a way where it's not conducive for your higher self, and you're listening to people who make you dependent on them to give you information instead of you giving or finding information on your own, then you're still creating a new problem. And when they take this away, you're going to find another problem. So if I was you, I would prepare for no internet and start to educate myself and buy books. Because right now, Amazon is shipping through books. And right now, there are many websites that are shipping with books, and you can learn about yourself, learn how to plant, learn how to live off nature, learn how to distill your own water. these survival tools that many of you are realizing you don't have.
Man, coach, you just hit that smack on the head. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
something else. You got to be careful with these search engines. Uh, because one in particular, I'm sure it's more than one. When they was purchased, that space is for rent. Everything comes down to that mighty dollar. So you go to put in something on a particular search engine, you're going to see the results they want you to see.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when you say about them books, that paper and that ink right there, it's not the same as pulling up on your phone, but it
Mm-hmm.
can be more dependable.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. And I hope people, y'all, yeah, listen, just follow the example. I'll be interviewing him again in 6 months to see, how he's doing on his journey. We talk periodically through text messages from time to time. He used moringa, and that wasn't even the testosterone one. It just happens to be when your
and that's
body
what I love.
regulates. Yeah. When your body regulates, your testosterone naturally just rises anyway. It just is what it is,
Right.
And that happens to be a new benefit of moringa. But when your body regulates, that is what happens to your body. You lose body fat. It regulates, it absorbs the right things, and your testosterone rises because the natural body that is healthy has a healthy testosterone anyway. It's not something that's, unnatural to the body, like testosterone numbers rising. When you eat healthy, when you do healthy stuff, testosterone just rises. It just is what it is. And he did it.
Right.
Testosterone rose, So a lot of men, you don't have a drive for power. If your woman's running your life right now, it's time to check your testosterone numbers. I guarantee you they probably low. I don't care if you're 18. I don't care if you're 50. They probably low. I talk to many men, and they have testosterone problems. They have ED issues. They have body fat problems. They have, pre-diabetic. They got high blood pressure. They stressed out because the body is the conduit to the mind. So whatever you're eating in here is going to communicate to this a certain kind of way. Them fluids
all
flow.
makes sense. It all lines up to me.
Yeah. You can't be feeding a Lamborghini natural gasoline. It doesn't work that way. You got to feed that premium stuff.
Yep.
You got to get that
the good stuff.
Gas. Otherwise, you're going to be a nice looking putt-putt. Simple as that.
Yep. You can put it in that Lamborghini, but it's going to be spitting and sputting, and guess what? Not making no power. And guess what? That's what their body doing with that Captain Crunch, that extra large pepperoni, that fried chicken and wings. It's the same thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's the same thing.
Absolutely. This was a great, because hey, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, we did a couple of these and it didn't come through right because the way we used it. This was the one right here. This is a great one. And exactly. I enjoyed, speaking with you today. I hope that people enjoyed this. I'll be posting this today.
I hope so too, Coach.
Yeah, I'll be posting this today. And, if anybody got any feedback, I'm doing free consultations right now. I just want to talk. I want to build with y'all. So go to the website, In10sityFitnessUnited.com. You can build with me. You got any questions, or you just go there and get some stuff. But this is not about some sales stuff. So I want y'all to know.
No, it's not. And you know what? You just said that. And I want everybody to know, well, him and Coach did this and he's probably hitting. No. I get and I buy my stuff just like everybody else, and nothing's been said, done, or implied, and that's fine. That's cool. I don't expect that. I just wanted to come on here, and I thank Coach for allowing me to share my experience and giving a testimony. I want to say that early, but I forgot. So I'm glad you said that. That's exactly. It's just two people kicking it, and me being able to share somebody. And like Coach said, if just one person catch on and jump on it and do what they're supposed to do, then that's awesome. Hopefully, it's many more than that, but if just one.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So, this is what we got for today. I hope y'all appreciated this. If anybody needs to hit me up. But, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I definitely appreciate it. And we'll see y'all soon.
I appreciate you having me, Coach.
Besides that, this is Coach Reg. And let me stop the recording. We're going to wrap real quick.